Hello everyone, welcome to your weekly on-chain review. This is your host Sky. Today is 25th of November 2021. Let's go ahead and look at some on-chain metrics. What we have here as the first chart is the SOPR. SOPR is the degree of realized profit and loss for all coins moved on chain. Here you can see that SOPR in this top never reached the levels which were seen on the previous tops. As you can see here, even here. So what we know is that the danger zone for SOPR is above 1.12. Currently it is around 1.04 at the making of this video. What we have to see is that adjusted SOPR, which is this one, and short-term holders SOPR, which is this one, was trending below 1 and now it's just moving above it. It means that the people will incur a loss if they sell at this level whenever it is below 1. It also means that people got trapped after buying high. Though mid-term bullish as a reset of SOPR can start a new rally, in short term it can also mean that the accounts in losses might sell to cover their positions. However, we have seen mostly whenever the SOPR is reset, it is a good opportunity to buy the dip. If, however, it starts evolving below 1, it means that it is the time to sell and the sellers are in control. You can also see this metric in this chart, that whenever we went below 1 and bounced back, it was a good opportunity to buy. And when we started evolving and trending above 1, then the market really started to trend. Here, this was a sell signal at the top. This spike was unusual and it was of a very higher degree than all of this zone here. And as it went there, we also mentioned in our Discord that tighten your stop losses, and also because of the leverage was very high and SOPR was above 1.12, which is our danger zone, it was the time to tighten your stop losses. Right now it has come down below 1 and it has this is an older chart. It has come around here just above 1 to 1.04. Now historically you can see whenever short-term holders SOPR has been less than 1, it has set the low during the bull runs. So if this rally has to imitate this rally, this is an opportunity to buy. Spike, if you see, this above 1.1, this is the zone where we sell. Next we have is MVRV. Now MVRV is not giving a top signal. We had mentioned this in our previous report also. This is the red bar here. This is the zone where we want to de-risk. It has mostly foretold that the top is in. Right now we are at the middle of it. So MVRV is market value to realized value, and it is defined as an asset's market capitalization divided by realized capitalization. BTC has been consolidating as realized price has been trending upward. The lower MVRV goes, the more attractive BTC becomes to buy. Currently MVRV is far from previous highs, which includes the high price of local BTC near the end of Q1 in early Q2 2021. The previous peaks of BTC cycle saw higher MVRV levels, indicating that BTC still has more room to go. This is MVRV Z-score. Now the danger zone is at a level which is greater than 7 here. This red box is the zone where it indicates that there is danger in the market. So what MVRV Z score does is it compares realized price to market price and then adjusts it for volatility. So right now, if you can see, when we were at this level in 2013, and when we turned from here, this gave a parabolic start to the market. So we have made a shape like that here also. The only thing which this is reflecting is that the top is not in, and if it goes lower, then it will provide an opportunity to buy. Next we have is BTC's short-term holders cost basis. So short-term holders MVRV values, one here represents this line. It represents a typical bull slash bear line in the sand. It indicates that price has returned to short-term holders on-chain cost basis, and they typically aim to defend that level in bull markets. Conversely, in a bear market, short-term holders will generally offload coins at this break-even price, forming resistance. Short-term holders' realized price is currently at $53,000, signaling any move near that level will likely be a battleground to re-establish bull dominance should price trade down for another leg. And also, if 53k is lost, it would signal a potential need for caution, as the probabilities of a top heavy market creating more sell side are likely to have increased. Next, the next we will look at the nature of supply in the market right now. What is the type of people who are holding the supply? So first is the realized profit and early distribution by long-term holders. This chart shows that realized profits saw a spike at the local top here, signaling that big profits being taken at that level. This is a sign of early distribution, as was also mentioned in the earlier reports. See how this is unusual from other spikes in all of this consolidation. So when it went above this level, it was a sign that people are taking profit. Next one we have is the short-term holder realized price. Now this is essentially an on-chain VWAP, or volume weighted average price of entities that have been active in the market for less than 155 days. Now interestingly, this has served as a bull market support band historically, as you can see here in 2017. So after reclaiming and bouncing off this September of this year's September here, so you can notice the confluence across all these metrics at the end of September. We are back in the bull territory after we reclaimed it and then we tested it. This also currently is sitting at the zone around $53,000. So we have this chart also showing $53,000. Next we have is long-term holders net position change. So as we know that long-term holders scale in when there is weakness in the market, and they scale out when there is strength in the market. So here you can see that in this earlier bull phase there was heavy distribution and profit taking, And when we went down to 30k level, accumulation started. And right now we see slight distribution. That means that it is a sign of early distribution. Next we have is addresses holding at least 10,000 coins. So what we have seen here is that significantly the number of unique addresses holding at least 10,000 coins have been increasing their holdings. So this looks bullish in long term. So we can, from these charts, we can identify the nature of what kind of a supply is there in the market. In this chart, we saw that the distribution was taking place, profit taking was taking place. And next we have is the hodl waves. Here we see that when the young hodl wave buy or accumulate, then the BTC price falls. So this is the young coins which are from 6 months to 12 months. This is from 12 months to 18 months, and this is from 2 years to 3 years. So what we can see here is that this rally which was fueled till 40k, it was even the 2-year or 3-year-old long-term holders were increasing their holdings along with short-term holders. But after 40k, what we have seen is the hodl wave for 2 years and 3 years basically flat. And here, if we go and zoom in into this chart, it is decreasing while the short-term holders wave is increasing. That now this shows that long-term holders are taking profit at this zone, and short-term holders are the ones which got trapped here, bought here, and they got trapped here. And most of the supply here is fueled by the short-term holders. Here, this chart represents Bitcoin's supply in profit. So 15% of the Bitcoin supply has an on-chain cost basis which is greater than 57k. This is a relatively top-heavy distribution among Bitcoin holders, which can be identified by comparing previous periods where percent supply in profit was at 85% to 90%. Price currently sits in the bull/bear transition zone between 85% to 90%. 15% of supply is underwater, and it has historically been sufficient to create a reflexive downside if price cannot reclaim higher levels in a reasonable time frame. For here, it will be the monthly level here if this has to be reclaimed. Next, we have the funding and open interest. Now, BTC dropped from the recent highs at 69k. That was driven by leverage long liquidations with elevated funding rates on some exchanges. For now, the funding rate has cooled off, though leverage is still very high. We will see the leverage chart as we go on. Now, average funding rate, the danger zone for funding rate is greater than 0.08%. Currently, it is at 0.01%. You can see whenever the funding rate has increased beyond 0.08%, it is a sign that a drop can come. So I think everybody should be aware of how funding rate works. When the price is dropping but funding is rising, it is a matter of concern, and vice versa. Next, we have is the leverage. Leverage is at an all-time high. It was here when we were giving signals to tighten our stops. So it was a mix of leverage and also short-term holders SOPR spike, which we showed in the first chart. So whenever we have the confluence of metrics where it is showing high leverage and also there is a spike in profit taking by SOPR showing high levels, then it is a time to tighten your stops. Next, next we have are the reserves. Now, you can see in this chart that short-term holders are selling, and there is no significant selling activities from long-term holders. The first one is the stable coin chart. So stable coin reserves has been increasing steadily, and it has almost reached the all-time high. This is a bullish indicator for midterm and for longer term. It means that more of demand, more of purchasing power has moved to the exchanges. Now this is the spot exchange reserve. This is the reserve of Bitcoin in the exchanges. So people are taking out their Bitcoin steadily throughout this accumulation also, throughout this early distribution phase also. Even after 40k, BTC has been leaving exchanges, and it is at multi-year all-time low right now. It's a very bullish sign. People want to protect their BTC. Next we have is the BTC exchange whale ratio. Now this is at its all-time high. This is the 72-hour moving average, and it has reached 91%. This indicates that the top 10 deposits has been in 91% of the deposit volume across the exchanges in the hourly time frame. Whales deposits are usually not a good sign. This was shared by the CFO of CryptoQuant also, and it is a sign to be careful when the 91% of the deposits are from the whales. Then it is a sign of concern. What we have next is this is a very important chart to know that if the dump is coming, the drop is coming. This blue indicator shows BTC inflows, and a bear market is clearly anticipated by a non-stopping BTC inflow to exchanges versus peak, which is differentiated by a spike on certain days. This and this. In addition to this chart, we can also check long-term holders distribution and accumulation phase. Just before going to this chart, you can see that when this dump came, there was a high inflow onto the exchanges. There was a high inflow here before the COVID crash. Then we saw a high inflow here in this crash. Before the major crash here, we didn't see this was the 19th May crash. Yeah, so this was the 19th May crash. This was a COVID crash, and before the cycle top in 2017, this crash. So we have seen steady inflows, and usually this is a good indication that a huge supply is coming to the exchanges and to be protecting your gains when this happens. Right now it is not at a danger level, and it is yes, so it is perfectly in it is just in normal position. Now we have this next chart. This shows accumulation and distribution of long-term holders. So you see how why we say that this is a early distribution phase is because this started trending, making higher highs and higher highs, and here also we have seen this behavior throughout the previous bull run. So in this chart, we can see that there was a heavy accumulation going on from 29k to 40k. Once we crossed 40K, then in this zone, when this markup was happening, there was some distribution, as is also confirmed by other earlier charts we saw. This chart I had already shared in the previous report of last week. This is the BTC based on daily chart by comparing PNL supply profit percent against PNL supply loss percent. This indicates that we might face some more correction on BTC before bottoming out. So now when it was shared last week, we saw a bit of correction here. It would have been better if this would have completely reset and we would have seen a capitulation wick, but that would have been very easy. So what we are seeing right now is that it is turning from here as we are in the oversold zone. This is the indicator of the supply which is in profit. This is the indicator of supply which is in loss. So this gives us bottom signal. So if next we have the fear and greed index. This has also completely reset, gone to the zone between 30 and 40. It could have gone, so you can see here how we have been trending between the zone of extreme greed and extreme fear. We are not we didn't reach extreme greed as we saw here in the earlier bull run, and neither we reached extreme fear right now in this drop. So it indicates how sideways the market is going, and the sentiment is also showing the sign of further sideways. So yes, these are the few charts which I would like to present to you, and I would have shown you more charts with respect to Bitcoin's top predicting models like the NUPL and golden ratio multiplier, but all of those charts which are helpful in predicting tops, all of them are not significant right now. They all say the same thing, that the top is not in. So if the top is and they also show that we are somewhere in the middle between the top and the bottom. So thank you guys, this was the report.